Chukudi, what exactly is your work? 2 years, you have sold phone, you have sold car, you have sold shoes, and now you are selling furniture. What exactly is your work? Now, are you like Chukudi that you have been selling different kind of things? I understand. I'm sure it's because you are trying to make ends meet. Country hard. That is one of the reasons why in the next 100 days, I'm going to be showing you a better way of doing this thing. How you can find purpose, how you can stay and focus on a business and build it and become a huge name. I'm going to be teaching you how to build a successful business. And even if you decide that you want to go online and you want to diversify, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to do it. And also I'm going to be fixing that mindset of yours that has been taking you pure. Join me on this 100-day journey. It's absolutely free. Titled Mind and Money. I am going to be teaching you skills that will help you transform not just your mind, but also your pocket. Click on the link below to get registered. See you there. You know say too much garri dey cause alcohol. And you know say this your garri wey you dey take na because of Satan. Now, let me show you how you can increase your income. Let me show you ways that you stop drinking garri every single day. There are other types of food. There's rice, there's beans, there's chicken, and there's so many other things. But you cannot afford those things if you rely on only one source of income, which is your salary. In the next 100 days, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can make money both from cryptocurrency, forex, and from owning a business. And that is not just all. I'll be adding a bonus on teaching you life skills, how to get out of depression, how to handle breakup, and how to live a best life. If you are interested in turning finance around, click on the link below. Join me on this transformative journey. It is absolutely free. Stop drinking garri every time. Because I said it's free doesn't mean that the link is going to remain open forever. Get on board. I'll see you then.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 43. Whoa, it's been an awesome, it's been awesome. It's been something else, right? It's been something else. 6 weeks gone out of 14 weeks. 8 weeks to go. It's draining, but it's also very enlightening. And I believe you have been gaining value, right? So today is one of those days where I just relate with you and just flow. There's really no, we're not really talking about any major thing. What we are doing today is giving you the whole essence of how you can maximize the 100 days, right? Okay, so today being Sunday, I'm going to do a quick recap of what we did over the week, right? And the first day we had um, building a healthy work-life balance, right? We looked at work-life balance, how you can build a healthy work-life balance. Right? So if you are being stressed at the office or you are being stressed at home or all of that, you need to find a balance. It's a topic that you should go back and rewatch, right? Then we went on to look at what 7 things investors must know before venturing into cryptocurrency when we looked at the crypto diaries, right? So if you're already into crypto, please, you really need to go and watch that. If you intend to go into crypto, you also need to go and watch that. Then we looked at Forex Chronicles, 95 why 95% of Forex traders never become winning traders, right? Now, when we talk about traders, we are not just talking about Forex traders, right? We're talking about stock market traders, commodity traders, crypto traders. Basically, these are reasons because these, like I said, any commodity or any instrument that uses the technical analysis chart, right? You can relate whatever it is we are talking about in Forex to those commodities and it will go well, right? So you also need to watch that. Then we looked at Bitcoin prediction, that's Bitcoin to hit $250,000. And we used historical prediction or historical performance to suggest, right, why we think Bitcoin will get to 250K, right? Okay, so if you want to know my opinion on Bitcoin, go back and watch that. Yeah. Okay, then on Friday, we looked at from schemes to streams. That is how we can convert the exact same modus operandi of just any Yahoo boy, right? Or any internet scammer. How we can convert the same energy, how we can convert what it is they already do, what it is they already know, and shift them from that negativity, that Yahoo life, to how they can profitably make money on the internet, right? Okay, so yesterday we looked at dealing with stress, and today we are going to look at a very important topic, and that topic is failure patterns. Failure patterns, right? Now, one of the things you need to understand is that the same way success has patterns, the same way failure has patterns. Somebody said, if you do what successful people do, you will succeed. Now, what that invariably means is that if you do what unsuccessful people do, you will not succeed. Now, what does this mean? It means that one of the ways I can tell you will not succeed at a particular feat is when I see you doing what unsuccessful people will do. Yes, you may be doing it with enthusiasm, you may be doing it with motivation, but once you start exhibiting the patterns of failures, I can tell you are most likely going to fail. These are simple, right? So it's like looking at the symptoms of a sickness. Now, when you go to the hospital, the doctor will ask you, how did it do you? They say, okay, so my neck, my kidney, my lungs, my esophagus. Once you finish saying all those things, there are symptoms you tell the doctor, he will prescribe a drug for you. While there are symptoms you tell him, he will prescribe a test for you. Right? So basically, what am I trying to say here is that what I'm trying to say here basically is if you exhibit the patterns of failure, you have a high tendency of failing. Now, some of these patterns, you exhibit them without knowing. So, like I always tell you, today is Sunday, and I'll try to be as brief as possible. It's been a very busy week, and it's been a very long week, right? So, we still have to go and prepare for another very busy week tomorrow. So, let's get straight to the point. Failure patterns. Okay, so when we talk about failure patterns, we are simply talking about recurring behaviors, recurring attitudes, repeated instances, right? We are talking about things you do repeatedly or behaviors that are done repeatedly that contribute to failure or underachievement. What you do repeatedly, behaviors that are done repeatedly or recurring that contribute towards repeated failures in your life. And these patterns are very predictable. They are predictable. And they would hinder your success. They will hinder your progress. So for you to be able to succeed, it is very paramount that you understand and identify these patterns and break free from them. Because until you do so, you would never be free. Because you cannot solve a problem you cannot identify. Let me give you another example. Imagine you go to the hospital and you have a certain ailment and the doctor cannot identify what it is that is wrong with you. The doctor cannot identify the sickness that you are seeking. Right? You are going to discover that it will be very, very difficult for you to find a cure. It will be difficult for you to find a cure. As a matter of fact, they won't even know the drug to give to you. And most of the time, when someone is going through an ailment, that the doctors cannot even say, okay, this is the sickness you are seeking. Most of the time, they start solving or start treating another ailment. And this can actually kill the patient. So it's very important we identify what are the causes of these particular patterns of failure. What are the causes? Because once we can identify them, then it's easy for us to solve them. Right? So let's go straight and look at, there are so many patterns, right? There are so many patterns of failure. But we are just going to look at 7 for tonight. 7. Right? So let's get straight to business. Number 1, procrastination. Procrastination. Right? I believe we all know what procrastination is. I mean, I don't need to start giving you this thing. When you postpone tasks, you postpone decisions. Go and do this thing. You know you need to do this. Okay, I go do them tomorrow. I go do them for evening. I go do them after. I go do them this thing. I go do them. The act of delaying or postponing task is what procrastination is, in simple English. But I would always say that procrastination is what? The arrogant assumption that God owes you another time or another chance to do what you have the chance to do now. That what? Procrastination is what? The arrogant assumption that God owes you another chance to do what you have the chance to do now. Simply put, once you delay a task, delay an action, delay a decision, or postpone it, you are simply procrastinating. Right? That's number 1. Number 2 pattern, lack of focus. Lack of focus. The inability to concentrate or maintain attention on task or goals. Remember in the art that we use, I usually play before this every live session, Chukudi. What exactly is your work? You have sold shoes, you have sold cars, now you are selling, furniture. What exactly is your work? That is a lack of focus problem. You cannot stay, you don't have staying power. There's so many distractions. So many distractions. And this can lead to a whole lot. Of course, you would never be able to accomplish anything if you have lack of focus. You wouldn't be able to achieve anything because you start this thing, and while you are on it, before you know, you don't put hand inside another thing. Before you know, you don't put hand inside another thing. And for heaven's sake, why? So the inability to concentrate is a major problem. The major problem. Number 3, lack of accountability. Lack of accountability. You see, a lot of people are not accountable. In fact, they don't want to be accountable. If you must succeed, you must be accountable, both to yourself and to some other persons. You must be accountable. Now, one of my mentors, we always say, anything that does not have a head is a monster. If you see a person that there is nobody he submits to, there is nobody he's accountable to, that person is a monster. That person is disaster waiting to happen. You must be accountable. It is very crucial. Let there be clear expectations. Set clear expectations. What are consequences of actions? Be accountable to somebody. Submit to somebody. Most times, if you find all those men that beat their wives and kill them, go and check. They don't have anybody they submit to. They are the Alpha and the Omega of their lives. They are the El Shaddai. Right? So, if you must go forward, if you must succeed in this life, you must submit to somebody. That's the place of mentorship. Sir Isaac Newton said that if I've been able to see far, it's because I was standing on the shoulders of giants. So you must, as a matter of fact, if you have any intentions to succeed. Why? Because we have noticed that most of the people that lack accountability usually end up as failures. Number 4, inability to say no. You are the yes man. You can't say no. You find it difficult to say no. And you know, this will cause you to overcommit. You'll be trying to please everybody and end up displeasing yourself. You would compromise a lot. Just imagine if I said yes to every question that was asked or that is asked me. If I say yes to every opportunity that comes my way, if I say yes to every door, let me tell you something. It's not every open door that is God's blessing. Even prisons have doors. You must learn to say no. Some open doors are a distraction from your own destiny. Learn to say no. Stop being a people pleaser. Learn to be assertive. That is a big person or is one senior man that is telling you something. Doesn't mean, and you look at it, it doesn't go with your values. You mustn't say yes. As a matter of fact, you can say no and still be very polite. Right? So you must learn. Set boundaries. No, this can't happen. No, like no. Right? Number 5, not taking responsibility. Not taking responsibility. Now, this is one that I find it that is very common in our days now. We have young boys and girls that are completely irresponsible. They will not take one iota of responsibility. You will not take responsibility at all. And if you learn not to take responsibility, trust me, it's going to hinder your growth both personally, professionally as well. Do you understand? If you make a mistake, own up. If you make a mistake, own up. If you see things that needs to be done, take the initiative of doing them. That is, okay, so you are in the house and food is on fire and you are smelling that is burning, but because you are not the person cooking, you leave it. Is there sense in that? That is irresponsibility. Now, that is what taking responsibility is about. Right? You're making conscious effort to accept blame. You are not deflecting the blame. You are not avoiding blame. You are not having that. You are not having that victim mentality. You are living in a house, as old as you are. You are living in a house with your parents, and there are certain things that you need somebody to tell you. So wait, you are 30, you are 25, you have finished university, you are living with your parents. You still don't know that small things in the house, you should take care of them. You still don't know things like, okay, let me pay the one, depending on the one you can afford. Okay, let me buy water, or let me buy light, or let me just some small things. You want to turn on gen, okay, let me buy oil. You don't need to go and tell your father everything. Take responsibility. You are in the office, all these small things, detergent finish, all these small things. Be responsible. See, let me tell you something. Once you get to the point where you start deflecting blame, once you get to the point where you start avoiding blame, you are being irresponsible. Now, what is responsibility? Responsibility is gotten from two words: respond and ability. So responsibility simply means your ability to respond. So when you confront something, the ability to respond is what makes you responsible. Number 6, fear of failure. Fear of failure have made more failures than success. The fact that you are afraid to fail is the reason why you are failing. Most times, if you hear in the Bible where you hear this statement, if I perish, I perish, go and check it. Most times, none of those people perish. As a matter of fact, those acts is what sent them to limelight. If I perish, I perish. You keep asking yourself, what if I fail? Have you asked yourself, what if you walk? One question I would always ask, what would you do if you knew you could never fail? If you knew that it was impossible for you to fail, what would you attempt? You see that thing you just said, attempt it. Stop allowing fear of failure hold you back. All the anxiety that comes and the aversion of taking risk due to I fail. So you don't want to do that business because there's a tendency that it will fail. The legitimate business. For heaven's sake, there's a tendency that everything will fail. Right? Don't allow fear of failure hold you back. Self-doubt, perfectionism, all those negative thoughts, kill it if you must succeed. If you have any intentions to succeed, kill these things. Then number 7, poor time management. Poor time management. You see, this time management issue is the biggest problem of this generation. The biggest problem. And you know the sad part, that you have internet on your phone, smartphone. We now have plenty of people that are not smart holding smartphones. So many people are not smart and they are holding smartphones. For heaven's sake, how would you wake up and for the first 4-5 hours, you are watching status? Wait, what would you do with your life? I find it very, very, very disgusting. Now, you wake up every day, you see somebody holding phone. Now, for like 2, 3, 4 hours, what are you doing? I'm watching status. Are you joking? Wait, you intend to succeed in this life, and your daily routine is 6 hours status. Then when you finish, you will watch series for another 4 hours. You will never make it. It's not cause. Let me tell you something. Time management is key. If you will ever become something in this life, you must learn to manage your time. See, let me tell you something. One thing that both the rich and the poor have equal portion of is time. That's the only thing that both the rich, the poor, the wealthy, the poverty-stricken guy, that's one thing they both have equal portion of. And can I tell you something? You cannot carry over. You cannot say, I use only 2 hours today, or I'll use this remaining 4 hours tomorrow. No, you can't. So you must learn to manage your time very well. Because once you learn not to, or once you don't make conscious effort to manage your time, trust me, you will start having missed deadlines, you'll be stressed, and a whole lot of other things. Lack of priority. You don't know what is important. You cannot prioritize. You must learn to manage your time. Learn to manage your time. Very important. It's not every football match I watch. I'm an Arsenal fan. It's not every football match I watch. Say, no, I cannot use my weekend. I know my weekend that they take and watch ball. So you sit down, you watch the whole 10 matches in the EPL. I don't understand. How do you do that? Like, you settle down and you watch other people. Let me tell you something you need to understand. You see, in life, the players are the ones that are paid. Spectators don't get paid. Spectators are the ones paying players. Once you make it a habit of watching people live their life, trust me, you are the one paying those people. That's why you see, no offenses intended, but you see a program like Big Brother Africa, I find it as one of the biggest time wasters in the world. As a matter of fact, I have seen matured adults with bear in their own armpits, watching people sleeping. Like, you see people sleeping, they've covered duvet. You are watching it. Full adult like you, full adult. You turn on TV, hey, Big Brother. There's nothing wrong with it if you are watching highlights. Do you understand? Because some people derive joy from it. If that's what gives you thrill, no. But when you don't know how to manage your time, when you wake up every morning and the first thing that comes to your head is Big Brother, as a matter of fact, the station is on 247. You cross leg and you are watching Big Brother for 90 days. You are watching another person live his life for 90 days. Like, you tell what happens, you can tell what happens. See, it's different when, you just come back, what happened in the Big Brother house? You watch highlights maybe for like 1 hour. I can understand that. But that you see, you're watching Big Brother Africa, Big Brother Nigeria, and you follow them judiciously for 90 solid days. Let me tell you something. People that make news don't watch news. They are busy making the news. The people that make news, they don't watch it. Have you seen Lamborghini advert on TV? People that can afford it are not watching it. Check. Go and open your AIT, watch channels, watch Arise, watch it for 1 week straight. You will never find Lamborghini advert there. You know why? The people that can afford to buy it are not watching those things. Manage your time. Right? So, these are the 7 habits of failures, or 7 failure patterns. If you find yourself in any of these patterns, take a conscious effort to break out. Make a conscious effort to break out. Now, what are some of the strategies to help you break out, if any of these are your problems? For procrastination, if you have procrastination problem, 1, just do it. And most times, if you have the task that is too big, Because it's too big, you tend to postpone. Break it down into small bits. Break it down into manageable steps. Then for each of these steps, set a deadline. Set a deadline. And another thing you should do, try and say, okay, I'm going to work on this for just 5 minutes only. 5 minutes rule. I will not work beyond 5 minutes. You discover that once you start that 5 minutes, boom, that's all you need to progress. Most importantly, procrastination, one of the major problems is distraction. Number two, if you have issues with lack of focus, as much as possible, prioritize tasks based on importance and urgency. Do tasks based on importance and urgency. This is very important. Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Set goals. Small goals. Set goals. Small goals. Then pursue those small goals. Then another thing you must make sure you do, take regular rest. If focus is your problem, when you work for a while, take a break, recharge. That's why most people that read for exams, when you start reading and you discover it's not entering, just because you say you read for 3 hours doesn't mean after 1 hour nothing is entering, you're still forcing yourself. No, take a 5 minutes break, take a 10 minutes break. As a matter of fact, those days while I was still in the university, I discovered anytime I entered the library, I was heavy sleep, like all my eyes were heavy. So when I said, I will make a just reach there. Yeah, what's there? That reading I've gone. And then I said, wait, let me just take a short break here. Then I'll just put my head down. And after like 5 minutes, I wake up and I'm feeling so refreshed. And I'll look time, thinking I've slept for like 1 hour. Only to discover it's just 5 minutes and I feel so alive. And with that little sleep, I can go on for another 3 to 4 hours. Take regular breaks to rest and recharge. If accountability is your problem, let me tell you something. There was a time while I was still growing up, I was still working on my mindset. Yes, I believed so much, that I cannot be poor and all of that. So there was a particular day I posted something. Then it was BlackBerry Messenger, BBM. I posted, I said, I am so poor now that I can't even pay attention. And immediately I posted it on my. I didn't write it, it was all these memes. Immediately, one of my mentors just sent a message. What is the meaning of this? I say it's a meme. He said, bring it down now. It was not an advice. And I was trying to say something. He said, no, you cannot be following people to talk like this, even as a joke. Then I switched. Then I now saw another meme that I think it made more sense. A couple of months later, that meme said, let's say, for instance, you are poor. Then the guy responded, I cannot be poor. He said, no, it's for example. He said, even in the example, I cannot be poor. Now, it looked like a joke, but that thing changed something in my head that day because I was accountable to somebody. But these days, if you tell somebody, bring down that thing on your status, the person will block you from seeing the status. We have people that are filled with lack of accountability. Trust me, it will not help you. You see all those people you have blocked, some of them, go and unblock them. Those are the people that are your guiding lights to your destiny. Unblock them. So when you know that I have some people on my status, they are setting rubbish you can never post. That's accountability. That's accountability. You understand? Set goals, set boundaries. Say, no, you, they solve my phone. Yeah, that's exactly what people say. That's what people say. That you're not the person paying my sub, so I can post whatever the hell I like. That's why your life is going to hell. Right? Then if you have issues, so get an accountability partner. Get somebody that you'll be. If you have problem, okay, I cannot be accountable to my parents or somebody. Get somebody that you know can tell you, no, bring this thing down. Let me tell you something. Iron sharpens iron. If you work with the wise, you'll be wise. But you see, the companion of fools. The Bible did not say if you work with the fools, you'll be foolish. It said the companion of fools, all of them will be destroyed. So why not switch from having those stupid people you have as friends? Why not switch to having some wise men that will be your guiding light? Today, there are some kind of things I see, some very funny memes, and I like them. I will save them, but it will never be on my status. Never. You know why? I have plenty of people that if I put those things there, as I am, message will drop in quantum. Drop it now. That's it. Be accountable. So get an accountability partner, right? If your problem is being able to say no, right? Inability to say no. See, you must go and practice saying no in a respectful manner without feeling guilty. Like practice it. How do you tell no respectfully? I'm sorry, I can't. Like, learn to be able to politely decline requests, especially if these requests don't align with your goals. Learn to decline before you take up a new responsibility. Ensure you have assessed the responsibility you have already. Learn to tell people, let me think about it. Now, if you find out that it's not comfortable, say no. Get over the emotional blackmail. So because it's me now, because I'm not this one now, because I'm not, Baba, rest. In Jesus' name, rest. Say no and don't feel guilty. Don't allow people kill you. Yes. The yes man will die quick. Because he will take on more than he can handle. If you have problem with taking responsibility, the first thing you must learn, especially if you are in the habit of shifting blame, first thing you must learn is that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to fail. Acknowledge you made mistakes without excuse. Without excuse. Right? Acknowledge you made mistakes without excuse. I'm going to give you one bonus, one failure pattern that's you like this, you watching, you are guilty of it. And if you don't change it, it will kill you. Right? Acknowledge you made mistakes. Learn from those mistakes. Right? Now, also learn to seek, how do I put it now? Feedback. Learn to seek feedback. Learn to seek feedback. Learn to seek feedback. Okay, so if you are having issues with fear of failure, the same thing. Okay to fail. See, if you've not watched that video, go back and watch it. It's okay to fail. That video will change your life. I'm telling you, it's okay to fail. See that if you just watch that to solve this problem. To solve this problem. If you have issues with time management, let me tell you something. If you've made it a habit to be tardy, it will affect everything. The wise man said, punctuality is the politeness of a princess. We have a mindset that is African time. You see that African time? It will do you damage. Okay, so let me share a very short story. So there's somebody I know that is in the habit of coming late. He's always coming late, he's always coming late to office, he's always coming late to work. So we're supposed to go for an outing. And we went there, and apparently it was a wedding. There was not enough seats. And guess what? They came late again. He came late. And this time he did not come late alone. He carried every other person and they came late for that event. Guess what? They didn't find seats. They didn't find seats. Now, this is just a wedding. Now, most times we hear the story of the foolish virgins. And you think that this guy is no get sense. What is there to just buy oil? That's exactly, you see that the story of the foolish virgins is exactly what we are talking about. They felt they still had time. They felt they still had time. And do you know the funny thing? This story is Jesus Christ himself that said this story. That there were 5 virgins, there were 10 virgins, 5 were wise. The other 5 were completely foolish. Learn time management. It's very important. Why are you still in the house? Why are you still on the bed by 6? I think, how are you still on the bed by 6? All right, so this is where I would bring this meeting to a close. But I said I was going to give you one bonus of failure patterns. You know that bonus? Making excuses. Wow. Making excuses. This is like the oga pata pata of failure patterns. See, you cannot make excuses and make progress at the same time. These are 2 parallel lines. These are 2 mutually exclusive events. The both of them cannot happen at the same time. You know, the same way rain cannot be falling and rain is not falling at the same time. Is it that rain is falling or rain is not falling? You will not say, rain is falling, no, but rain is not falling. For rain not to be falling, it means rain is not falling. And for rain to be falling, it means rain is falling. You cannot say rain is falling and rain is not falling, and those 2 events are happening at the same time. It's not possible. The same way, you cannot make excuses and make progress at the same time. Once you make it a habit of making excuses, success is far from you. Very far. Take responsibility, young man. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Take responsibility. Stop always, this rubbish you're always doing. They ask you, they say, this thing, it's not that sad. You see, it's not, this late I came today, it's not my intention. Actually, as you was what? In 1 month, you have come late 14 times. you will still come and every single day you have excuse. Do you think you will succeed? No, you won't. You won't. Avoid making excuses. That is why you are not making progress. You cannot make excuse and progress at the same time. Run with it. See, let me tell you something. You see, excuse. Excuse will make you not acknowledge these other 7 things I've talked about. Lack of focus. Procrastination. Why did you not do that thing? It's not as if I want to do it, but that time I wanted to start doing it now. It now come and come. It now come and be going. It now come and excuse. Lack of focus. Excuse will cover it. Lack of accountability. You use excuse and cover it. I beg, which one? How you go tell me to do this thing? I beg. Before you know, you just give an excuse. It's not him that is sobbing for me. Excuse. That excuse is so you will not do the right thing. So because it's not the person sobbing for you, you don't want to do the right thing. You are not taking responsibility. Guess what? Excuse. 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 Fear of failure. You are supposed to do something. Why have you not done it? You know, it's not as if I've not tried it, but you know, you see that but anything following that but, no excuse. That but the other thing you have been thinking, this thing you are planning to say now after you say that but is an excuse. Poor time management. Excuse. Why did you not do it? It's because excuse. The yoga pata of them all. The general overseer of failure patterns is excuses. I want to believe you have been blessed. I want to believe you have gained value. And if you have, of course, you know what to do. Feel free to share this video with your friends and your loved ones. And watch it over and over again until you discover you are broken free from those patterns of failure. And then and only then can you begin to embrace success. I want to thank you very much for being with me all through this time. So tomorrow, go again with business therapy, right? And tomorrow we are going to be looking at the customer is always right. Is it true or not? It's a big debate. A big debate. Tomorrow we are going to look at that. I want to believe you are going to make it a date with us. Thank you very much. This is day 43 of the 100 days. Tomorrow we start day 44. All right, if you gain value, like the video, share it with your friends, and whatever it is you do, make sure you talk about this. Once again, thank you and God bless you.